everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to Thriller Thursday. So today's video is on some more conspiracy theories, and it's actually on the conspiracy theories of the Bermuda Triangle. Before I start, I'd like to say that I mean no offence by making these videos. They're just for educational and awareness purposes. So as well as this being a conspiracy theory, it also covers some unsolved mysteries. So the Bermuda Triangle is very creepy, and if you don't know what it is, it's basically an area in the ocean where lots of planes and boats go missing. They literally vanish and are never seen again. No one can explain why this happens or what even happened to them. So the Bermuda Triangle is an unidentified region in the western part of the North Atlantic Ocean. The 3 points of the triangle point to Bermuda, Puerto Rico and Miami, and then within this triangle is where everything vanishes. This triangle is also known as the Devil's Triangle. There are so many examples of planes and boats that have gone missing within this Bermuda Triangle, so I'm just going to talk about some of the most interesting ones. Some of these cases go as far back as Christopher Columbus, who reported strange lights within this area, and also that his compass was playing up and wasn't working properly. But this wasn't the first time a compass had stopped working within this triangle. The first example I would like to talk about is the USS Cyclops, which is very interesting. The USS Cyclops was a massive carrier ship used in World War I. It was 522 feet, so it was huge. On the 4th of March 1918, this ship set sail for Baltimore with 309 people on board. It was quite a long trip as they were travelling from Barbados all the way to Baltimore. They were supposed to arrive in Baltimore on the 13th of March, but never turned up. No one ever found the boat, any bodies or debris from the boat. So it completely vanished, and the fact that this ship was so big makes this very interesting. In 1945, one of the most famous examples happened. 5 training planes from the Navy took off from a naval base in Florida on the 5th of December in 1945. And after these planes took off, they were never seen again. And the US Navy's final report of what actually happened to them was unknown, which just proves that they don't even know what happened to them. So these 5 planes were called Torpedo bombers, and they're pretty small. In each one they have about 3 seats. They were small, but they were some of the Navy's best planes for bombing boats, ships and submarines. This was mainly because they had a range of around 1,000 miles and could hold up to 2,000 pounds worth of ammunition. In these 5 planes there was a total of 13 people. So they took off from the naval base at 10 AM and it was a really clear day. There was no weather problems due. So their plan was to travel east towards the sea for 56 miles. And then they were going to go a little further east for 67 miles, going towards the Bahamas. And then at that point they were going to go back north for 73 miles. So at 3:30 PM, the captain, Charles Taylor, sent a message back to the naval base saying that their compasses had stopped working. And obviously without a compass, you have no way of telling where you are, especially back then. Of course, nowadays pilots have a GPS, but he told the captain that he thought he was somewhere around the Florida Keys, but wasn't certain. The people in the tower told them to start travelling north towards Miami, as long as they were sure that they were by the Florida Keys, but they were completely off. At 3:45 PM, they sent a message back to the tower saying that they could still see no land and that they seemed to be off course. The unfortunate thing was that Charles Taylor, the captain, was a very stubborn man, and one of the trainees told them if they started travelling west and kept going that they would eventually get home, but he didn't listen. And it's actually really sad because if they did keep travelling west, they would have got home. At 4:45 PM, the people at the naval base realised that they were actually lost, and told Charles Taylor to let a student take over, because he did have a history of getting lost on previous occasions. By this time, communication was getting very poor, and it was also getting dark, so it was very scary for everyone involved. He was also reported saying that the ocean looked very strange and different. As everyone knows, you need fuel to fly a plane, and eventually they were going to run out and had no land to land on. The last thing they heard these 5 planes say was if one of them goes under 10 gallons, then they would all go down together. So they were basically just waiting for one of them to run out of fuel. The weird part about this was that they never found any of the 5 planes, any bodies or even debris from the planes. They found nothing. They sent a whole team out to find them straight away, but again, nothing. After this, it got even stranger. The Navy sent out 2 planes to find them, but only one ever returned, and the other one also vanished. Another story I'd like to talk about is about a luxury cruise liner which was called Witchcraft. It was owned by a man called Barack, who was a very wealthy hotel owner. His plan was to take his close friend, Father Patrick Horn, to see the Miami shoreline out at sea, right around Christmas time. Apparently it was going to be beautiful, but things didn't go to plan. His plan was to go about 1 mile out at shore to watch the lights. So at 9 PM that night, the Coast Guard actually received a message from Barack, but it wasn't an urgent message and it wasn't an SOS, but he said that something had happened to his boat and that he needed to be towed back to shore. It took them about 19 minutes to arrive at the area where Barack said he was, but he wasn't there. The entire boat was gone, and this was only 19 minutes after the call. The Coast Guard looked for them for a while, but on the 28th of December, they were then declared missing, but not lost at sea, which again is a bit weird. Scientists actually think that there is a logical explanation for why boats and planes do go missing within the Bermuda Triangle, but I'm not sure what that explanation is, and I'm not sure if anyone else is. On the Bermuda Triangle, there is about 1 million square feet. The ocean is massive and it covers around 70% of the Earth's surface, but we've ever only explored 5% of it, which is crazy. So when you do think about it that way, that we've only explored 5% of this ocean, then it's a bit more understandable when things go missing and then is never found again. It's possible that these ships and planes have sunk so deep into the ocean to a part that we can't actually get to. So I'm now going to talk about some theories that people have about what may have happened. Some people think that it is just strange and unpredictable weather that happens and appears very quickly. The Bermuda Triangle is known for its storms, hurricanes and tropical cyclopses, and is just an area for really intense weather. So people believe that this weather may have took planes and boats down very quickly and may have sunk them so deep into the ocean that we can't find them. But one thing that is strange is that when these ships and planes are radioing back to their stations, no one ever mentions the bad weather. Not even the planes that I spoke about earlier. If it did appear really quickly, you may have some time to radio back, like you'll see it coming. And also, like I mentioned with those planes, when they left that day, it was completely clear. Another theory people have is Atlantis. So Plato claimed that there was an undersea city, a massive city and civilization, and this was known as Atlantis. Apparently this was around the time of 9600 BC, so a very, very long time ago. According to Plato, this was one of the most advanced civilizations ever. They had science, technology, and were so much more advanced than we are today. None of this is any facts or has been proven, but it's just what people believe. They also believe that this whole city was wiped out with a storm or some type of comet, and they also believe that this city was located under the Bermuda Triangle. So many people believe that the radiation left behind from the technology that Atlantis had may be taking down the planes and ships. I do find this really interesting. Obviously, like I said, none of this is based on facts. It's just some theories people have. But if you would like to see a whole video on Atlantis, then let me know and I'll be happy to cover that. Then there's also a theory on aliens and UFOs. So people believe that some big ships and planes have just disappeared because aliens have actually taken them because they want to study humans and human life further and have a really big interest in them, just like some people do with aliens. So people believe that these aliens just pick them up and take them to outer space. So not everyone will believe in this or believe in aliens, but it's just what some people think may have happened. People think this also happened with the plane MH370, which was taken a while ago, well not taken, but went missing a while ago and has never been found either. Another theory is about gravitational fields. So this theory is basically on mass concentrations of gravitational pull. I don't know much about this and I don't think many people know what causes it, but people think that there are these mass concentrations of gravitational pull within the Bermuda Triangle under the sea, which is strong enough to pull down an entire ship and even a plane out of the sky. And they supposedly take these right down to the bottom of the sea, which is then why we can't find them. The next theory is on time warps, which is also very interesting. So there are some people that believe that the Bermuda Triangle may be a time warp or a portal where missing planes and ships are entering the space-time continuum. So basically it's like time travel. They think that these planes and ships enter this portal and are then taken to a different time period. So they believe that they may have entered, say, in 1945, and they may be taken forward in time or even back in time. And people also think that this is permanent, which is then why they can't contact the bases and let them know where they are, because it's a complete different time and then it's irreversible. And then the last big theory I'm going to talk about is on methane hydrate deposits. So there's a lot of people that believe that these disappearances are caused by methane deposits under the sea. So basically some experiments have been carried out and it's proved that these methane deposits are believed to increase the density of the water, which may cause ships to sink. But many people also believe that this has nothing to do with the Bermuda Triangle, as these methane deposits will be scattered all over the sea and not just within this area. So overall, no one actually knows how these planes and ships go missing, where they are, why they've disappeared, and whether the Bermuda Triangle actually has anything to do with it. So that's everything for this video. Let me know your theories down below, whether you believe in any that I've spoke about, and if you would like to see any other sort of conspiracy theory videos, let me know down below also. If you did enjoy, I'd love if you could give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one.